In the ancient land of Israel, during a time when the Philistines ruled over God's people, there lived a man whose strength was so legendary that his name would echo through history for thousands of years. This is the remarkable story of Samson and Delilah, a tale of incredible power, forbidden love, and the consequences of broken promises. Samson was no ordinary man. Before his birth, an angel appeared to his mother with extraordinary news. Her son would be a Nazarite, dedicated to God from birth, and he would begin to deliver Israel from their enemies. The angel gave specific instructions. Samson's hair must never be cut, for in this simple act of obedience lay the secret of his supernatural strength. As Samson grew, so did his incredible power. He could tear apart a lion with his bare hands as easily as one might tear paper. When 30 Philistine men tried to overpower him, he defeated them all single-handedly. In his most famous display of strength, when the Philistines thought they had trapped him in the city of Gaza, Samson simply lifted the massive city gates, posts and all, and carried them to the top of a hill. The Philistines lived in constant fear of this one man who seemed unstoppable. They desperately needed to discover the source of his power, but Samson had kept his secret well hidden for years. Then something unexpected happened that would change everything. Samson fell deeply in love with a woman named Delilah. Delilah was beautiful and clever, living in the valley of Sorek. When the Philistine rulers learned of Samson's affection for her, they saw their opportunity. They approached Delilah with an offer that would make her incredibly wealthy. Each of the 5 Philistine lords promised her 1,100 pieces of silver if she could discover the secret of Samson's strength. This was a fortune beyond imagination, enough to make her one of the richest women in the land. Delilah accepted their proposal and began her careful plan. Night after night, she would ask Samson sweetly, "Tell me, my love, what makes you so strong? How could someone overpower you?" But Samson was not easily fooled. 3 times he gave her false answers, and 3 times the Philistines failed to capture him. First, he told her that 7 fresh bowstrings would bind him. When she tied him up and called for the Philistines, Samson snapped the bowstrings like thread. Next, he claimed that new ropes would hold him, but again, he broke free effortlessly. The 3rd time, he said that weaving his hair into a loom would weaken him, but once more he escaped with ease. Delilah grew frustrated and persistent. Day after day, she pressed him with her questions. "How can you say you love me when you keep lying to me?" she complained. "3 times you have deceived me and refused to tell me your secret." Her constant nagging wore down Samson's resolve like water wearing away stone. Finally, Samson's heart was so troubled that he could bear it no longer. In a moment of weakness and overwhelming love, he revealed his greatest secret. "My hair has never been cut," he confessed, "because I have been dedicated to God since birth. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would be as weak as any other man." Delilah realized immediately that this time Samson had told her the truth. That very night, while Samson slept peacefully with his head in her lap, she called for a man to shave off his 7 locks of hair. When she cried out, "The Philistines are upon you, Samson!" he awoke expecting to shake himself free as before. But his strength was gone. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and made him a prisoner. They bound him with bronze chains and forced him to grind grain like an animal. The mighty warrior who had once struck fear into their hearts was now their trophy, displayed for all to mock. Yet they failed to notice something important. Slowly, quietly, Samson's hair began to grow back. The story of Samson and Delilah teaches us profound lessons about the power of dedication, the danger of compromising our principles, and the consequences of placing trust in the wrong people. Though Samson possessed incredible physical strength, he learned that true strength comes from faithfulness to our commitments and wisdom in choosing whom to trust with our deepest secrets.